Oh, do you have it up?
We are in this.
We are in it. I like it.
Let's go.
Are live. We are doing the thing.
Hey,
Let's start the thing off right.
We're in it. So, as you can see, the screen is different. It is a different screen.
Did I turn you on? Well, it's turning you on. But I mean,
That's why we live together.
Hey. We had to move to different rooms for this, otherwise it would get too hot, too fast.
This is true.
That's too hot, too fast, too furious.
So, doing things a little different. Today is episode 1 of the Mainly Nerd Talk. TMNT. Let's fucking go, nerds.
Nerdy stuff.
So, this is going to be a podcast, vodcast, not too sure yet, of the three of us with guests, sometimes just me and Truth, because Rowch over here works 30 hours in a day.
Right.
Never stopping.
Crazy man.
Yeah. So, let's just get into this. Rowch, tell us a little bit about you. Tell the viewers, tell the people out there about you.
Currently, I'm drinking Mountain Dew Fruit Quake, which I would never do, but my roommate bought it and he said, "Taste it, it's good." And I'm tasting it.
That would be me, by the way.
Very weird. This is not a.
It's not a
I don't know,
repurchase.
it tastes like Christmas.
Yeah.
If it were like peppery and strange in soda form.
That's what you want in your beverage, peppery.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah. So me, okay, I don't know.
You like Dr. Pepper? I guess that makes sense.
Or the lesser educated Mr. Pibb.
So, yes, how did you introduce me? My name is Rowchy. That's me. That's what's up. I go by the Rowch online, as some of you know, I guess. I hope my camera's not freaking out too much. Looks like it is.
It is a little bit.
Anyway, yeah, mild-mannered, 30-something. I'm a teacher, a coach, a tester, a moron, whatever. Anyway, I think that the geek stuff is what's important, right? So, lifelong comic book fan who's now disillusioned, lifelong video game fan who now is basically doesn't play AAA titles anymore. And,
what a crazy time, right?
I know, to be alive. Look, I buy way too many games. I play them occasionally. Yeah, and I enjoy my my 2D platformers, Metroidvanias, yada yada.
What games are you playing right now?
Oh man, well right now you forced me to finally install Haiku because I've been wanting to play it for a long time. So that's the next course of that. But I've been playing actually a lot of like dumb, stupid, small games. Like puzzle things, things like Breakpoint Waves, which is like a Geometry Wars kind of game. Who knows, man? Stupid small platformers like Slime Fantasy and like I actually started Polyroll the other day, which I don't know why I did that either. But
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
yeah, I'm in like a weird like moment where I have all these great games to play and I've wanted to play them, but I've been so busy with like life things. I'm like, I want to stream these games. These games are gonna be really fun, so I want to stream them. And then I never do that because like I put it off, and then you yell at me, and then you stream Overwatch, and then you repeat the same cycle every day. There you go.
Yeah, this is true. What do you play every day at midnight?
Oh, but I do play Rocket League.
Yeah.
So I make time for
There's
Rocket
a whole
League.
thing with that.
Yeah.
Because people hate it, and I love it, and I play with a couple people that I've known for a while. So.
And
Yeah.
I think the reason that we hate it is because we don't fully understand it. Like the way you talk about soccer, it's a very boring sport to watch unless you play it and you understand how much is actually going on. Am I correct
I feel
with
like
this?
It's like what the United States just went through with the World Cup, right? Everyone kind of does try to watch it, and they look at it and they go, why is this exciting? What am I missing? And the thing is, you're not really missing anything. It's just like you have to kind of be in it or understand the game.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, just is like a boring back and forth that doesn't really do much for you. So.
Yeah, like it looks very fascinating when you're playing Rocket League, but I'm like, all right, cool. He did a fucking flip, and now the ball is going to the corner, and he has no fucking boost.
Yes. I haven't had boost for a year.
Yeah.
Always. It's about the length of time I haven't had boost.
That was probably like the best clip I made of you playing Rocket League. I haven't had boost in like a fucking year.
My understanding of it is somebody is always coming or going.
Yeah.
That's what I've gathered.
I do say those words a lot. Probably
secondhand.
to the detriment of myself.
I'm coming, you're going, you're in. Those are phrases that are said rather close to each other, which everybody always hears when I'm streaming, because where I'm at, right there is where his main stream setup is. Right where you can't see on my arm. It's right there. So whenever he's playing, he is very loud, as I am very loud when I stream, because this headset makes you just yell. So that everybody on my stream gets to hear it, and it's always fun. What?
No. What do you think? Do you think you're louder or I'm louder?
I think
you're.
When I get angry, I'm definitely louder, but you are consistently on a higher level.
Yeah, you're generally pretty much always able. Like, I can almost always hear you. If you're talking to Mike in any way while we're on Discord together, I almost always hear you next to him.
Keep it on a high level.
Yeah, because like when I went to bed last night, I still heard you like I was in the room.
Let's go.
You also do something where you've collected a whole bunch of.
Oh no. Are we talking? Well, games, but are you talking about
Life in
discs?
general. Disc golf, man. As I just found out, someone else that we know very well plays or has played this sport.
No way. Truth, do you
That's-
really play like that?
That's not my only one. I do have several more. I don't have probably nearly as many as you do, and I haven't played in like 3 years. But I used to be pretty damn avid at it, yes.
Talk about geek stuff. You wanted that? Like, this is like the geek thing in the United States right now. is
Yeah.
disc golf.
It has surpassed
I don't know,
cornhole.
man. Well, I don't know, man. Pickleball seems to be a little bit more popular, but I don't know anything about pickleball.
Oh
so-
my god! I'll tell you right now, pickleball is amazing. That's another sport I love and I'm good at. I think I'm just really. As I've gotten older, all the geekiest like old person sports I'm just flocking to now. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, like disc golf. Like, I played it generally at least once a week. At least when I lived back up in northern Michigan. Most of the time, it was probably a couple times a week, if not a couple times a day. I lived like maybe 5 minutes from a course, like probably one of the top courses in northern Michigan. So I was up there quite a lot.
I can
Here's what I'm saying.
I can
The
hear
next thing-
his erection from here. I just heard a big thud hit the table.
Jesus.
Oh, that's what that was.
I'll tell you right now. You know what? Podcast needs to be made. More disc golf ones.
You guys can have a whole thing on this where you get to talk about it.
The disc golf episodes.
Yeah. If I can't make it, you guys just do it, and then boom.
Well, that would require streaming from Rowch's account probably for those ones, but
This is true.
it could definitely be done.
All right, Truth. Now that Rowch seems to be done explaining him, you go. Tell us
Oh,
about
man.
you. Tell us what you play.
What do people already not know about me? Yeah, I'm the truth. I'm probably the youngest well, I'm definitely the youngest of the three of us. I'm also the only one that's actually a dad.
That we know of.
True. Good point. But yeah, I spend most of my time now doing nothing. I play video games and clean up around my house.
Stay
don't do much
at home
else.
dad right now. That's it.
Yes. I did 9 years in the retail field doing loss prevention, stopping people from stealing. Got my ass kicked a lot doing that. Stopped doing that.
That's a smart move.
And yeah, right now, games I play a lot of. I play a lot of Overwatch 2 with Nintendo. You've probably seen us on this channel.
I hope so.
I play single player wise. I have been slowly working my way through Breath of the Wild, and also
go.
God of War, the PS4, variant, whatever you want to call it. God of War, New God of War, God of War 1. I don't know what to call that one.
Hitting 2 big titles right at once, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are two of legitimately of my favorite games, like ever, almost, but like certainly of the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, outside of Overwatch, those are my two basically main focuses at the moment. I've got a little more time in Breath of the Wild right now than I do God of War, just because I I like Legend of Zelda more than I like God of War, but
I don't blame you.
Outside of those, my little occasional one-off games, I play 7 Days to Die with another buddy of mine, doing the zombie survival thing. I play Vampire Survivors, 100% complete that.
Can you guys explain this to me? Like, I haven't. It's on Game Pass now.
It's walking simulator.
So that's the way everybody's described it. But like, how does it hook you? Like, oh, I've only lasted 5 minutes. Let me see if I can last 10. Like what is the draw? That's it?
Yeah, it just like shit. That run wasn't good. Let me try again. That run wasn't good. Let me try again. Yeah. And the more you do it, the more shit you unlock.
Yeah, I think it's the unlocking thing, because I feel like if there wasn't as much to unlock, you wouldn't be as enraptured with it. Like, because I know for me it was just like, oh, I want to see how long it can go, and then like kind of that gets a little old. But then it's like, okay, well, like now I'm understanding like what works best with what, and like what power ups I should get. So you kind of like your build, and like kind of just how badass you look over time gets like kind of addicting. So you're just like, I want to be like the ultimate powerhouse, just mowing through things. But then it's like, well, if I get a good run now, then I'll unlock this, and then I'll do this character, and this character. Then half the time you're also just walking around these massive stages trying to find the little things that are like around.
So is it kind of like that feeling in Mega Man X when you see Zero? Like,
no, definitely not that. I'm trying to think about what it's like. Like the grind doesn't feel long, even if you do the full like 30 minutes in a run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I'll play. I was playing runs because one of the modes you can unlock in it is an endless mode, so it doesn't actually stop at 30 minutes. And I would sit there and I'd play it. And the next thing I realized, like next thing I know, I'd be going for like into a run that's gone like 45 minutes to an hour.
Shit.
Like, oh shit! Like I didn't even realize. I thought this was done already. Like I didn't even realize I was on endless mode. You know, like Rowch said, like the unlocking things, the learning what works with what. You want to just something about it. I don't know. At least with my broken brain, it just hooks me in, wants me to figure it out. What works with what? How can I survive this best?
All right, I just need to try this, and I'll probably get hooked knowing how, like, I play games.
And the other nice part about it is it is a very simple thing. You know, you can sit down, you can play one run, it can go for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour, and then you can be done with that. Yeah. You don't need to, there's nothing that says like, oh, well, I need to keep going.
So that's made like, for the gamer of today. Like, hey, I got 15 minutes to spare. Let me just try to do a run. Oh, fuck, this is longer than 15 minutes now.
Right. And we'll put it this way. Like, even Chris is getting hooked into it.
This is true.
You know, oh, my God. A new game he's getting hooked into.
Mm-hmm.
As he said, it's something that he can pick up, start a run, play it, get some progress, understand what he's doing a little more for the next time he comes back to play it, even if that run only goes for 10 minutes or so. And then he knows, okay, I can cut myself off and try again another day with more knowledge than I already had.
I also think there's something about it that appeals to like your like primal side when you're just destroying things, just like when you're just laying waste, and especially when you know it scales, like, oh, it's not just like the peons. I am so powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that. Like I remember now another game that you never played or hated or whatever. I remember like StarCraft. Some like the use map setting stuff.
Uh-oh.
Right? Sometimes that was just like super appealing. Or you're just like, there's some kind of like, or like RPGs. Think about RPGs when you're just like so strong that you can just like take out mass amounts of enemies. Think about any of the Onimusha games, right? Or even the Zelda ones they just did, or Fire Emblem versions, right? When you're just mowing through massive amounts of enemies.
Oh, it feels so good.
There's something about that that's just like really cool, and literally Vampire Survivors is nothing but that. It's just you killing it.
I used to do that in Warcraft.
And it's a game you can play with one hand.
Yep, yeah. And you know what truth's doing with the other. So.
Exactly. Every single time.
Throwing his disc.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I guess I just have to play it. Like, I have it installed on the Xbox down here. So I should just, like, full send on it.
I mean, at the very least, it's worth a try. It might not be for you, but for free, You can't say no.
For free.
Wait, is it free? Or no, it's just because it's on. Okay.
Game Pass.
Yeah. And is it free on? It's free on mobile.
Free on mobile, yes.
Wow, I'm a chump.
Although, that said, as a big fan of Vampire Survivors, playing the mobile version is not nearly as fun for me.
Have you tried hooking up a controller to said mobile device?
I don't have a way to do it. I imagine if I did, it would be just as good as playing it on the computer.
Yeah, because like I could do that with the iPad, I believe. So I should probably. I mean, I could do both. Fuck it.
Yeah, F it, man.
Okay, so that's the rundown on Truth. So I guess it's just me left.
Yeah. What about you, mister?
So me, the Nintendo dude, Mike, whatever, all works. Also 30-something, really into collecting video games. Haven't done it in a while because now I'm living that Steam life. Getting like...
I ruined you.
You really did that, and like humble and fanatical. It's just like, how could you say no? I did the mystery bundles twice. $7 for 10 games. And I got a duplicate in one of it, but like, I think like 4 of them were good.
Yeah.
That's not a bad ratio. Work-wise, I sling beers at a brewery, you know, periodically, and now I'm back to doing sewer and drain cleaning, which is just destroying my body, but I need to make those dollars, right?
The dollars are important.
Big retro gamer. A lot of AAA stuff nowadays doesn't really tickle my fancy. Big indie game player. What I'm playing currently, Overwatch 2 with Truth. Rowch would occasionally join us.
Every time.
Yep. You know, we at least try to get through the weeklies now. Now we like make a push for that.
It's a love-hate thing.
Yeah, and you know, we've gotten the battle pass for both seasons so far. First one felt great. We felt like we were doing shit. Now, Truth just hit level 80, which is the max level of unlocking stuff, and then you get titles later. He hit it last night. I am 5 levels away. And we are playing less, but we are also getting less XP now, which is dog shit. They like really
put that into some perspective as well. I have only played 3 times more without Mike, and even and on all 3 of those times, I think I played like 2 matches because it was just a dog shit like nightmare playing solo. So.
Oh god, the solo queuing is rough.
Yeah, because there's literally no communication. Because like at least me, like I know how Truth plays now. He knows how I play, and we can even if we don't talk for like a couple minutes, we know roughly what the other person's doing. Or if like, hey, I'm still in the back, blah blah blah. But like all these other people, I have no fucking clue what they're doing. There's like a Genji just way in the back line for no fucking reason. Just complete
for some
dumb
reason, the Orisa is playing behind all the DPS and healers.
Yep, it's just like a shit show now. Now that they made the game free, you get a lot of people that are dumb, and then we also get matched up to people like last night we got matched up with someone in top 500 in competitive. Yeah. Like, where's the fucking balance?
Like, we're good at the game. Don't get us wrong, but we're not that good.
No.
Not nearly that good that we should be getting matched against anybody of that skill level.
No, we are casual good. Like, casual good. I would say is probably the best way to describe us.
Yeah.
And we always get stuck healing, which I love now. Like,
yeah, you've embraced it. You've embraced the suck.
Yeah, full send on that shit. Like, I used to only want a DPS. Now I just want to tank and heal. That's it. What a time to be alive.
And oddly enough, I've broadened my horizons with healers. Like, I used to be only able to play Lucio or Moira. I picked up 2 other healers this season.
You sure have.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you're good with them. It's not just like, all right, fuck it, someone picked this, so I'm just gonna play.
I would say better with Kiriko than Zen, but I'm getting there with Zen too. Yeah.
Zen's tough to play, man.
Very. He also he's just slow healer. So.
Yeah.
Very squishy.
But puts out a lot of DPS. And he's crucial for taking down, very crucial for taking down like Roadhog and like shit like that, who just has way too much health.
Yeah.
What else am I playing? Blade Assault, which Rowch got me into. It came with one of the bundles, and that is dope. The first night I was like, all right, I'll try this out. I think I played like an hour and a half. Stayed up way too late playing it. I started Strider, the 2014 one, because I never I never went full send on it. I bought it on my Xbox when it came out, played for a little bit. I'm like, nah, I'm bored, and it just got lost in the library of bullshit. And there's a lot going on with that game. People should talk about that game more. It's fucking great. And I'm surprised they haven't done another, or the only time that he was in Infinite, right? Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Was Strider in Infinite? I can't remember, to be
Well,
honest.
let's just look this up in real time. Strider.
The best thing is we can look things up while we do this. Like,
Oh my god.
like I've not even heard of this Strider, so I'm like
What?
not-
Oh my god. Oh, you have to play it. It came out as like a Xbox 360 like arcade game. And it's based on obviously Strider Hiryu, right?
Yep, and he is in Infinite.
He is in Infinite.
He
Alright.
is.
Now, most people only
Is
know
it-
from like the Marvel vs. Capcom games, but Strider was from
like
what
STRI Strider.
Yep,
STRI. Yeah.
DER. I want to say,
I'm
was
seeing
it?
like PS2 or PlayStation era?
yeah,
Strider
so-
2 on PlayStation.
So type in Strider 2014.
Yeah. Because the original game is 1989. Right?
Yeah, because it came out on NES, but I want. Was there an arcade version first?
You got me. I don't actually know.
Like almost
Yep,
like
Strider
a,
Arcade 1989.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
Strider 2014, again, it came out as like one of those. That's like when like the Xbox 360 arcade was kind of towards the end.
Yep.
But like still like there was getting good releases. But yeah, it just came and went. I remember being like super excited for it because again I was a big Marvel vs. Capcom guy and I was like, yo, let's go. This game looks great. And anything that's Metroidvania-ish, especially like they definitely went for. There's a game that Epic released a long time ago, Shadow Complex, right?
Yes.
That was like their version of a Metroid game. I mean, it was basically Metroid, but with a dude as the main character, and like instead of being on a planet, it was like locked in like a facility of some kind, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell Strider was Capcom's way of like, oh, let's make a game like that with the whole like 2.5D. You can see in the background of things, and but it'll be essentially just like a 2D platforming Metroidvania type, right? And they nailed it. Like I thought it was great. It has really good combat. Some things don't go as well as as it should. Like some of the fluidness to Strider feels a little uncontrollable.
Yeah.
But I was like, this game rules. Some of the things like the collectibles and things to search for were really a pain in the butt to like search for. But
that's collectibles in almost every
but like bosses were cool. A lot of like the actual enemies had the potential to kill you if you weren't paying attention or trying to rush through stuff. Great movement, great platforming.
Yeah, it's a
Pretty
solid
decent
game.
map. Yeah.
And I was surprised that this didn't get me when I first played it, because like I'm a huge Metroidvania fan. Like I love Castlevania. That is like my thing. If you've heard me on Stone Age Gamer, which I used to be on, then I'm on a guest periodically. That's my line, Castlevania.
Nintendo Castlevania.
That's it. That was it.
Castlevania.
Just like Mega Man.
Just like Mega Man. But like playing this now, I was very surprised on how good it is, and I feel like I completely missed out. But now I'm full sending on it.
It still holds up.
Yeah, Hundo P. I'm currently playing Skull, as like always. Like if I got like a half hour, like I'll try to do a run in Skull, which is a dope roguelike game. My character's already like maxed out level wise and all the upgrades, so now I just kind of do fun runs of like, let me use this skull and like try to get as far as I can, because some of them just suck. Marvel Strike Force on my phone, which now I need to look at how many days I've logged into that, because it's just far too many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
You are really just like an addict at this point.
Well, you just got to keep it going, at least for the daily.
I tried it. I played it every day for like 2-3 weeks, something like that. I just do not understand. I don't get it.
Well, it's just you level. It's not really a game. It's literally meant to just kill time. There's like, meta comps and all this other bullshit, but I don't get that serious with it. It's just like, let me just level these guys up and that's it.
That's what I was trying to do, but I don't know. I couldn't get the things I needed to level people up, and the missions that would give me those things or whatever were too hard to do, so I didn't know how to do things.
So you just keep redoing the other missions prior to get enough currency, and then you slowly progress. They've made progression faster now, obviously, like they do with every type of game. All right, so I've logged in for 1,697 days. That's a lot.
A lot of your
Hold
life just logging in something.
Well, I mainly do it when I'm killing time now.
1,697 days?
Yes, sir. Like, this is a pooping game. It's like, all right, what are you doing in there? Rowch is probably, like, learning how to code or do, like, something productive in life. Probably taking Latin.
Yeah.
Truth, I don't know what he does when he poops. Just, like, I don't know if he's one of those...
Super auto pets.
Super auto friends.
Super auto pets.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Have you ever heard of team fight tactics?
That sounds familiar.
It was like a Dota thing, I guess, or Dota or League or one of those
team fight tactics. It's like an auto chess.
Yeah. Super Auto Pets is a 2D emoji animal version of that game.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a free time killer on mobile. So. And there's actually some level of skill involved to it. Not just let me put this person here and tell them to do something.
Huh. Would you look at that?
Hey,
think about your team. Yeah, and you have logged in every day for like 4.7 years.
Yes. Let's go. And by the way, I stopped playing the game periodically. So I feel like I've been playing this game roughly around since launch. But like I was like, fuck it. I think I didn't like reinstall it when I got a new phone at one point. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this thing. And then I just started doing it again. Now they give you bonuses for logging in for like a week straight. You don't have to do half of the dailies. They're already just done. So you don't have to waste.
I got you like a free several thousand coins or something, didn't I?
So the way to unlock characters in this game, you have to get their like character shards. And that takes fucking forever. I've been trying to max out Beast for like, I don't know, 3 months. And for like their level where you can unlock them, you get like, I don't know, doing it, I think it's 6 times. Like you can auto do it 6 times. Maybe I get 2, 4, some days I get 0. So, what was it? Spider? Which fucking character was it?
Spider something.
Yeah, one of the Spider-Man and Jace characters who was new. I don't know who she works with yet. She just came out, and there was like a daily login thing.
Right.
Spider Weaver? Is that a person?
Yeah, Spider Weaver. That was it.
So one of the daily logins, like for doing something in game, like doing enough BS, instead of 5 shards, it was 4,000. And to max out a character, I think is 800. So I immediately got her and like maxed her out star-wise, and then there's other like ways to level them up. Level their equipment. But yeah, so that was a big win.
I will say one good thing about the company that made the game or developed the game or whatever it is, that handles all that stuff with that game. They're good people because they realized like, oh shit, we screwed up and we did that.
They didn't take it away.
We're just gonna let it go.
Yep, that's it.
You guys, everybody gets it. That's what it is now.
And anytime something fucks up in the game, like even if it's like, oh, you weren't getting enough shards or like you were only getting money instead of this, they send everybody stuff. It's not just like the people that did it. Like for an event, say you weren't getting an item that you're supposed to get to whatever. I'm not even doing the event, and I just log in, and in my inventory, like the mail, it's just like, cool, here's 50,000 in-game currency, whatever. I'm like, this is dope. That's part of the reason why I kept it. I keep getting free shit. So, for a mobile game, it's fun, and it's a time killer. And I got my buddy Joe involved with it, which is, the last thing he needs, but he's now doing it too. He'll just hit me up randomly. He's like, oh, did you get this character yet? I was like, no, not yet, Joe. Oh, well, I did. And they're great. All right, man. Great.
Now, see...
Oh, well, I did.
So, okay, if you enjoy that game so much, what's your thoughts on the new hotness with the Marvel game? What is your opinion on Marvel Snap?
So, I tried it, and I'm like, I get it. This is a lot of fun. It's quick and all that, but I can't get myself involved with 2 mobile games. That's where I'm at. Understandable. Granted, it is on Steam. It's great. It's a great game. The unlocks are easy. There's no reason to spend money in it.
Yeah, that's the big thing I keep hearing. That's the best thing I keep hearing about it, which makes me want to try it. But like, I've watched some people play it. I've watched some footage of it on like YouTube and whatnot. I don't know if it's for me.
It's on Steam also.
Yeah. Well, the people streaming it on YouTube were streaming the Steam version, obviously.
Definitely not my type of game, but like at the same time, I'd even just gotten kind of like little bits of pleasure from it, just because one of my friends, Turner, he plays a bunch, and he's like built up this massive kind of like arsenal of things now, and he'll even like be like, yo, who is this person? And like, because he like unlocked some new character, and I'm like, oh, it's, and then like my like crazy
Marvel brain
kind of, yeah. I go like, oh, that's this character from this storyline and this, and then I'm like, it kind of like reawakens like some of that stuff you have in your head from whatever you read. Or
that's part of why I want to try it, and that's part of why I feel like I could get into it. Like, because I in one of the other Discord servers I'm in, they're always talking about it. There's a lot of people in there that are playing it, including some other people involved in Geekade and whatnot. And one of them posted like they have variants. You can get variant covers, like variant comic covers. They yes, it is the SAG server. They have but they had a Peach Momoko variant cover for one of the characters, and I was like, man, that is very tempting to want to try and go in there and get just for that, because I really like her variant cover work.
True, you should absolutely play it. I think you'd really dig it.
I probably would. I really probably would. It's just, do I really want to put more time into another mobile game?
Well, how many are you currently playing? Do you just focus
2.
on? Okay,
I'm currently playing 2.
What's the other one?
I have Super Auto Pets, and then I have Idle Champions, which is just an idle game.
Yeah. Yeah, like I wanted to stick with it, but I'm like, I'm gonna get hooked, and I can only have one phone game because I can only focus on one phone game, because then I don't want to do a lot of gaming on my phone. I know with technology and everything, we could play whatever the fuck we want on our phones now, especially now because Dan was saying he got one of those, hey, my phone is now a controller things.
Yep.
And once I get if I get one of those, I'm fucked.
That's part of why, like, I'm not interested really in trying to get one, even though I do have Vampire Survivors on mobile. I'm like, it's just one that I'll have on my phone and won't really play. Like,
right.
I don't need to have easy access to playing that game again when I already have it 100% complete.
Well, someone told me today that I spend too much time on my phone. You're on your phone all the time. And I don't play any games on my phone. That's the thing. I tried Rocket League Sideswipe, which is actually an amazing game. It's really super fun.
Nerd.
But even that, I was like, yeah, super nerd. Even that, I was like, yeah, like I don't need another version of the game on my phone, because then I just like look at my phone more. I used to do like Star Wars Galaxies, right? Or when you build the team up.
Oh yeah, I played that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk about a game I like had to log into every day to get all my login stuff.
That's the same thing as Marvel Strike Force, man. It's the same system.
No, I know. It is, and I realized that after a while. I was like, yo, I can't do this. Like, what am I doing? Like, and the thing is, you would have to do like the little challenge, whatever. I'd spend every day 20 to 30 minutes in this stupid game. I'm like, yo, the amount of time I am, and for what? I'm like building this up for what purpose? Like, it's like there's gonna be that one day where I'll save the world for like, because I have a great Star Wars Galaxies team. Like, get out of here, man.
But that's it with any game, though, man. Like what's the purpose? Like,
yeah, what are you building towards? Well, that's the thing, though. Other games, there's challenge or there's like expiration. There's some kind of like payoff. The Star Wars Galaxy's payoff was just like logging in and doing like almost nothing, and just like watching them attack. They like auto attack.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about auto anything.
Auto battles. Yeah, auto battles.
But like still, there's like a competition feeling to it, right? But
Right.
most mobile games, that's what they do. So I was like, yo, I gotta cut this out. Like I can't get into mobile games because their system, the way they make money, is to make you log in every day and hook you. And I realized I was like, I don't have the time for that.
I've spent $5 on Marvel Strike Force, and it was by accident.
Cool.
But like,
also,
I could justify it.
Yeah, but you're also keeping the ecosystem going, right? Like you playing all the time. That's
Yeah.
like what they want.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like, even because my buddy Joe, who plays it, it was like, oh, I can get 100 of these shards for this character, and then it also gives me like other currency, and it's like $20. I'm like, that's too much, Joe.
Yes.
That like $5 is a price point where like, all right, and I understand it's a free game. They have to be able to pay the people that are developing it, making sure that it doesn't crash or whatever. I get it, and that's okay.
Server space and all that.
Yeah, because like, you like the game, keep it going. Throw $5 here and there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I needed
with,
you to convince me the other day just to get the Invincible costume
For Fall Guys? Well, you got Invincible and Omni-Man, right?
I did, yeah. But I already had a few credits, so $7. I was like, man, is it worth it? You're like, yeah, it's your favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Get the costume.
That's it. Like, if I played it remotely and there's anything Castlevania, like anytime any game that I don't give a shit about, you're like, oh, they added this Castlevania thing. I'm tempted to play it just to get that. Like, they know me.
I'm still waiting for
Oh
Castlevania and Fortnite.
It's gonna happen at one point. It'll happen. Fucking Street Fighter's in it.
They've collaborated with just about everything else. So
Yeah.
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, but it's Konami. Konami is like, talk about hard companies to work with.
Yeah, that is true. They only work with themselves.
I mean,
Well, they're in Brawlhalla.
And barely that, too.
Yeah.
That said, they also, Dead Cells.
We're gonna talk about that shortly.
Yep.
I'm very excited for that.
I was trying to make a nice little transition there for you, but fine.
But I'm not done with what I'm currently playing, but we will get to that. I started Bladed Fury, which is, I can't remember if it's on Game Pass or Xbox Live Gold. I was like, all right, this looks like a fun little Metroidvania hack and slash. It's dope. Rowch was playing fucking soccer cars. And I was like, all right, I'll just kill some time. It's not that late. I tried it. I killed the first boss. And I'm like, man, I could just sit here and keep playing. Playing a ton of shit on Game Pass. Like, just to be able to, with that whole list, like, library of games, I was like, for the price I pay for this is a gold mine. Like, so many good things on there. And I started Ollie World, which was in the Humble Bundle.
Yeah, so good. I need to play it.
And it's so, that's not what I was expecting of the game. I've seen it before, but I was like, all right, it's like a skateboarding game. But it's a platformer. It is 100% just a platformer. And the challenges in the level, so much fun. Like, he was playing Rocket League, and I'm just sitting here and just hears me, fucking piece of shit, like, fuck, like, constantly. And you just keep playing, though. So good. Highly recommend Ollie World, especially for if you do the Humble Bundle, which is well worth it.
I think I tried out, I want to say it was Ollie 2?
Mm-hmm.
Or the second one or whatever. I don't know. I could not figure out the controls at the time. I don't know if I just wasn't paying any attention to like a tutorial or something, but it just did not grasp with me at all. So I'll have to try and like look at it again sometime.
And also, I made a character look very similar to me, and I'm always sold on a game that I can do that.
Yeah, actually, the character creation system is actually really dope. It actually does look exactly like you, and if you were like a skateboarder, which is awesome.
Truth, I feel like once you make that step to like, because you said like previously, like you're currently not working and all that. Once you get a job and you feel like comfortable with throwing some money at something, I think you should absolutely do the Humble Bundle.
Oh, probably. I mean, I could probably do them now anyway. Like we're not. I'm not like hurting on money really. It's just I don't like
Frivolously
freely spending money
yeah.
when it's not directly earned by me. So.
Because Rowch, what is it? 15 a month?
Not even. So like I you know what? I've told a bunch of people, and you. I remember you were like, so how much is it now? And I remember you were looking, and I was like, do it. You're like, I won't.
I was, and now I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's no, it's $12. Well, I think it is, right? So it's 12 or $13 a month. And then the thing is, like, you get all these these great perks and so much money off other things from their website. So it's like totally worth it. Especially the longer you stay with them, the more kind of benefit you get. But the games they do, like you at least get one game per month that's alone worth like $15 to $20.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're getting like 6-7 games, and like like 2 or 3 are usually garbage, or like they're trying to push like their own games, because Humble Bundle is also a publisher now, which is actually pretty cool because they made up some really good games.
Yeah, they also have a library. They have like a library of shit that you can play.
So when you sign up for the subscription, yeah, you get games that you keep. You get Steam keys. Boom, they're yours. It's kind of like, you know, the downloading of games and keep them forever. A lot of these other things have. But it's totally yours. Like, there's no like, if you leave Humble Bundle, you lose them or something like that. You own them, and then also, as long as you are a Humble Bundle customer, you get like their library of games, which is like almost as robust as something like an Xbox, like, you know, live. Like, not, it's not, obviously it's not a Game Pass situation, but you're getting.
It's better than Epic.
Library.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Epic with their free listing. Better than Epic. I would say it's better than Amazon too.
Epic's giving out some pretty good free shit.
Yeah.
Over Christmas they did.
Yeah.
The Christmas stuff was really nice. Yeah, they gave out some sick games. Especially if you didn't own them already. Like more like things like Mortal Shell and like games like you might be interested in. Aren't great, but decent games. And
you just got Elden Ring for like $32.
Yeah, you know, because of Humble Bundle, I was able to get just over $30 because they had it off. Obviously, it was off everywhere. But then I got an additional 20%.
That's one I wouldn't mind trying to get, because I have it, but I have it on PS4. I also have it physical.
Yeah, well, I need to buy it physical.
My PS4 disc drive died, so I can't even play it anymore.
Yeah, because I remember you saying your PS4 sounded like a jet engine like everybody else's.
Oh, it sounded like a jet engine for years. The
Yeah.
disc drive just finally failed out.
Such a shame. Like, I haven't even turned my PS4 on, and... No, wait, I did turn it on to watch a Blu-ray up in my bedroom.
That's my main issue right now, is I can't even do that. Like, I have a slew of Blu-rays upstairs that it's like I bought brand new, haven't watched yet, because I don't have any other way to watch them other than the PS4. But
so you got that going for you. But yeah, I really want to play Elden Ring, but I have this internal problem where I hate spending more than $20 on a digital game. And I'm aware this is a me thing, because I am a collector. I like to physically own games, but I cannot do that on PC. Well, it's just not a thing.
I could send you my PS4 copy.
I'd buy it off you. So when you come out to visit us eventually to play disc golf and to see the area.
Oh, please. Oh my God, now I'm excited.
See?
I'm working on it. I'm trying. I would love to. I've been wanting to for like 2 years now at least that we've all been chatting. So.
Yeah. We'll plan it. We'll make it a thing. And then you bring that, I will give you money for said thing, and you guys can go play. Maybe I'll play disc golf too. I don't know. Maybe I'll get wild with it.
I'll get you.
I'll give you some discs. I have too many at this point.
He does. He has so many.
I've got like 8. I don't need any more.
He has an entire shoe rack full of them.
I've got more than enough to do what needs to be done.
Now, would you guys fly out here or drive here?
Probably it would be a drive, but
Okay.
That's the other thing. Is like you guys got. I have an 8-year-old. Like planning that part is the hard part.
This is true.
If it was up to me, I would just I could probably get permission to just fly out there solo, but like leaving Jackie with just Mason and nobody else to really be home with him when she's not home and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the hard.
This is true. This is true. But yeah, once you come out, I will buy that from you, and so by then, hopefully, I will have digitally gotten Elden Ring.
Summertime.
Yeah. When the living's easy. Right? That's how that goes?
And the lady don't work.
Oh yeah, it's true. She is also a teacher.
Indeed.
Rowch, what do you do in the summer? I forget, because I know you still, like, fill your day with, like, a million things.
Well, year by year has been different. Like this summer, because my house burned down, I kind of just like was like, oh, I'm off to Texas for over a month, and I did that, and I just like lived out there with a friend of mine. But usually I'll either do the summer program, so there's like an extended school year. I usually do like a camp of some sort too.
Okay.
But I really pick up my business usually picks up. I usually run a camp on the weekends, which is like a training for like really young kids, so like 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
Okay.
For soccer, or I do a lot of private stuff like personal training stuff. I do like over the summer tutoring, and then whatever else I can do. I mean,
I do not envy you having to teach little kids like that soccer.
Oh, that's the roughest. So like, I mean, obviously, I normally coach high schoolers. And that also picks up during the summer because that's like during August.
Yeah.
But man, when you're with little kids and you're trying to teach them something, well, first off, the camp's like an hour to 2 hours. When you're doing like 5 and 6-year-olds, 30 minutes, they're like, I'm done. I'm finished. They're just shot. They're tired.
And if they're not doing that, it's just sprinting laps back and forth, like kicking the ball any which way possible. Like, they don't care.
They don't know what the hell's going on. They're just like, my parents brought me out here. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Who the F is this guy? They're like, I'm just going to run around like a madman. You're like, all right, that's it. Chris goes, speaking of having kids, I'm going to bed.
Thanks for stopping by.
Later, bud.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, like Junior, I put Mason in. He did soccer when he was 3 or 4 years old. And I think it was like, they did like 2 or 3 practices really is all it was. But like, I felt so bad for the people they had doing coaching for it or whatever it was they had around here for it. 'Cause these kids just did not pay any mind at all. Like they did the whole one team had like the blue mesh little gym jerseys and one team had the red, but like there was no teams, there was no coordination of any kind.
Just go.
Like, it was chaos. Like, oh, these poor coaches. Like, it's the coach's job right now, though, not mine.
Yeah, have fun.
Well, see, so that's why this past year when I had them, when I did it, I did some sessions myself, obviously because like I'm there, you're running it, whatever. But some of the days I was like, I'm just gonna try to get trainers and they can take it, and then I get, you run it and you just get the extra money. You just hire the trainers. You're like, yeah, you guys deal with it. It's all good.
See,
and that was pretty nice.
It's a smart man there.
Yeah, the one time being the boss is kind of like a good thing there.
So now that we've pretty much given the rundown of us, what are you guys looking forward to playing this year?
Oh my god.
Doesn't have to be new, like, cause like a lot of my list, like it's a short-ish list. A bunch of them are new, a bunch of them are like stuff I want to tackle. So Rowch, let's start with you. Or sure, do you want to go first? Dealer's choice.
Mine's pretty short. So
Go for it, Truth. Yeah, mine is convoluted and awful. So
yeah, I mean yours is always in chaos mode. So I don't know. For me, what I'm looking forward to playing most, I want to finish Breath of the Wild, obviously, and God of War, because if there's going to be, well, A, I want to eventually get to Ragnarok when that comes to PC, and B, when the new Zelda comes out, I'm going to be wanting to play that. So those are my big two. As for like what might be new coming, I am very much looking forward to Hades 2.
Oh fuck yeah, that's on my list as well.
I know that was on your list as well, Mike, and that is pretty much the top of the new coming games this year that I will be looking forward to. Second to that, I also really want to check out Lords of the Fallen, but that one might not be as high of a priority to pick up right away.
Yeah, that seems like a price drop game for me.
Yeah, I mean it's a Souls-esque from the looks of the trailer and everything, and I love me some Souls games, so
still waiting for Bloodborne to come to
play.
PC.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm waiting for Bloodborne 2. Damn it! I wanted to see Bloodborne 2.
I'm not even asking for that much. I just want to be able to play Bloodborne with slightly better visuals, better frame rate, or fuck it, I'd even just take a port. I just want to be able to play it on a better performing thing.
I mean, yeah, I would accept that too, but
yeah.
I want Bloodborne 2.
Like, can we talk about why this isn't a thing yet? Like, is there
a whole episode?
Yeah, you're right. That literally is a whole episode.
Pretty sure that's a whole episode. But yeah, that's basically it for me. As a moat mine, I really want to get through Breath of the Wild. I don't know yet if I want to just do like a casual any percent playthrough right now, just to get it out of the way, or if I really want to try and delve into it and find as much as possible, get like as many of the unlocks as possible. We'll see. Just what time entails.
I feel like I need to give that game another shot because I know it's a good game. It just didn't hook me. Like,
it's a lot. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to try and do right now where I'm at in the game. So
that's kind of how I felt.
I'm just kind of running into walls in every direction until I'm just running in a direction until I can't go that way anymore because shit gets too hard or there's an actual wall, and
those walls, they'll get you.
Going the other way.
Now,
until I figure out what's supposed to happen.
The beginning, like, I forget how far I got into it. Let's just say I put 2 hours in.
But you got like nowhere.
Yeah. I know I did, like, I feel like I did a dungeon. But
yeah,
like,
there's like 4 at the starting point, like when you're on like the little closed island there.
Yeah.
Like
I wouldn't even call those dungeons.
Yeah, they're just kind of like tastes.
Yeah.
There's actually no real dungeons.
The guardians are the dungeons.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was like an elephant. There was like some water around me.
Oh, you actually did get to one of those. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been so long.
A bit farther than 2 hours then.
Yeah, I feel like I played it when I was crippled. So I was like, I gave it a chance when I was like in the hospital for like 5 days. I'm like, now's the time. And I'm like, this fucking weapon thing is annoying.
Oh yeah, that gets very old very
like why? Why did they think this was a good idea?
I don't know. When you get later on in the game though, you have so many weapons that just like screw it. If this breaks, that's whatever. If this breaks, that's whatever. And then like, you get the Master Sword, and that's a little different.
Isn't that capable of breaking too though? Or am I hearing incorrect?
But it just like it loses its luster basically. So you can break it, then like you just have to give it a while and it'll come back.
Okay. Does your inventory get bigger of how many weapons you can hold?
You can expand
get a much bigger inventory. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it entails
a lot.
Hunting.
Yeah. But like
it entails not questing, but basically what is it? Collectible hunting. Yeah, Korok seed hunting.
Now, are you guys nervous at all about the sequel?
No.
I have watched nothing but the very first trailer on it, and from the looks of the very first trailer on it, it looks like it'll be just as good as this one was.
Well, the reason I say this, did both of you like Majora's Mask?
Well,
oh boy,
that's I like
question, Michael.
This is
I haven't
legit
played
question.
it in a long time. I did like Majora's Mask, yes.
Okay.
So, me as a young boy, there's a big painting to be like shown here, right? Because I was one of the people that my brother fell in love with Ocarina of Time. I played it, and I played it to completion, but I was still young. But I was like, that was great and like kind of life-changing, but I didn't love my time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was probably one of the only morons in like 1997 or whatever that was, when I was like 9 years old or 8 years old or whatever, and I was like, it's like, that wasn't all great. Like, I didn't love this game. I was one of the people when I played Ocarina of Time, I was like, oh, Link to the Past is still better.
100%.
Link to the Past is still better. So then when Majora's Mask came out, I was still really excited. You're like, oh yes, next Zelda game. And then I was like, oh my god, I don't like this at all. Again, because I was always the guy who I like taking my time. I like really exploring, looking for secrets and this and that, and everything with the clock, and everything with like, I always felt like, even when you had plenty of time, I always felt like I was in a rush, and I felt like I wasn't enjoying myself. And so Majora's Mask had some of the coolest little things, like of any Zelda game, but at the same time, that was a game too. I was like, wow, I don't think Ocarina of Time is the best game, and I definitely think Majora's Mask is worse. So I was one of the ones when people were loving Zelda in the N64 age. I was like, nope, send me back. Give me Link to the Past. Give me one of the Game Boy games. I was about that way more than the 64 games.
Now,
so, in summation about your question, I think this is actually going to be way bigger of an upgrade, though. I think they were testing the waters with Breath of the Wild, and they nailed it. They really did. And even some of the stuff I feel like they didn't mean to do, all the speed running stuff, and all
oh man,
you can just
track are wild.
You can fly over the map because you can kind of
use the magnet with the bomb, and then now you're flying, and now you glide a little bit.
They did not mean for that to happen. That's one of those happy accidents, kind of Smash Brothers Melee.
Yep.
Oh my, you made a broken game, but it actually makes the game better. That's exactly what Breath of the Wild is. I think they're gonna get it even better now with Tears of the Kingdom, right? That's called.
Yeah.
And the verticality, the going up and down. I think they're taking everything that worked from things like Skyward Sword, everything that worked from Breath of the Wild. They're smashing together. I think they're gonna listen to the criticism too. You're actually gonna get real dungeons in this thing. You're not gonna just get the little
here's a little puzzle.
Yeah,
here's a little puzzle room.
Do one of them and you're out. No, I think they're gonna really basically take everything that made Breath of the Wild great and then make it an actual Zelda game, which is the most exciting thing for me. I threw 150 hours at Breath of the Wild. I'm willing to throw more at this upcoming game. I'm super excited.
My only concern is in comparison, it looks like the same thing from what they did to Ocarina to Majora. From everything I've seen, this is more disturbing, darker than Breath of the Wild, and that's Ocarina to Majora. And
but also, Breath of the Wild was the disturbing stuff. It was supposed to be scary and everything with the guardians and
calamity.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did it.
But originally this looked like Zelda and horror for Tears of the Sun or whatever the fuck it is.
Tears of the King.
Yeah, those are the words. But will I buy it?
So,
yeah, I'm gonna buy it because I'm a nut bar.
Well, we know that.
With the Zelda, with the Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time thing, for me, when I was growing up, I never beat Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
I never had an N64 until way later in life.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy had an N64 and Majora's Mask when I was growing up.
Okay.
So I was watching him play it. I would play it occasionally with him, whatever. Sit there swapping controller off back and forth. We never beat the thing. Never happened. I mean, we were 9 years old playing it or whatever. It just couldn't figure it out. But back then, the whole idea of it, the premise behind it, that was what drew me into enjoying Majora's Mask, and I liked Majora's Mask. Have I ever beaten it? No. I've never beaten it. I've never gone back to play it. Because the one time I did, it looked like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It played like garbage. And it just isn't that great of a game.
Did they add that to Switch Online? Or is it just Ocarina?
Yeah, it's on Switch Online.
Okay. And I heard that's a whole shit show. Because the controls are weird. They just didn't transfer well.
However, Ocarina of Time, I've gone back and played. And on original N64 hardware, my old roommate up in Traverse City has it. Last time I was up there, him and I sat down and we played through the game overnight one night. Just going back and forth on the dungeons. Ended up beating the game in one night. But playing through that one now as an adult, Ocarina of Time is very clearly the better game.
Yeah.
But does that make me worried at all that the new one's going to be bad? No, not in the least.
Do I think it's going to be that comparison of here's the good one, here's the bad one? And I think just edgy kids, just no, Majora's Mask is the better one. whatever. EA, get fucked.
I was an edgelord kid, so that does make sense.
But
we're talking about nut bars, dude. Some of the most least compelling to the mainstream games are some of my favorites. I mean, literally one of my favorite Zeldas ever is Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
I love that game, and most people poo-poo that, and I'm just no, that was amazing.
I enjoyed that game a lot.
Yeah.
One of the most recent ones I've actually played through.
Yeah. I thought they added a lot of cool things with that.
I love the whole Midna storyline.
Yep.
And the fact that like you didn't think it was gonna be Ganon. That's actually the biggest thing I'm hyped for this new game, because even though it was different, Breath of the Wild was still very much just like, oh, Ganon took over and he raided the kingdom, and it was done differently because it was more
your
like
standard Zelda story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had a lot of extra parts, everything with like the other people and the Guardians and whatever. That was really cool, but it was still Ganon's here. He's trying to fuck shit up, right?
Yeah.
This looks like it's something different. Like everything they're trying to say, like, oh, well, hold on, like, what dead body is that they uncover? Now you're apparently looking at like, was Ganon actually a guardian or defender of something? There's a lot of little extra stuff they're gonna throw. It looks like they're gonna throw in this game that's gonna be like, oh, this is the story turned on its head a little bit, which that's cool. That's what I want to see from my Zelda game. Yeah, you can keep the tried and true. Yeah, keep Ganon and all that stuff, and the 3 Triforce pieces and the people, the protectors and whatever. But at the same time, mix it up a little bit. Do like do something different, or that's like actually has a story that we're like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't need to play I don't need to play the origin story again.
No. Now,
as good as it is, it's like the same thing with comic book movies and stuff like that. We don't need to always see the origin story over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, like if I see the origin story for Batman or Superman again, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
my
enough.
point.
I feel like when a child is born, they already know about Superman and Batman. Like, this is it.
The first things I taught my son.
That's it. See, priorities.
Batman, Superman,
pearls,
Spider-Man.
It means Martha's dying.
Mm-hmm. Now, is the new Zelda, that's going to be a $60 release? It's not one of the games that are jumping up to the $70, $80, which is also horseshit.
Nintendo hasn't done that with any of their games. That's like a PS5 kind of like
PS5, Xbox
Series X,
whatever.
Yeah.
That's their deal. Nintendo hasn't done that yet. And I really hope they don't.
They shouldn't.
If they do, then it's like,
I don't see them doing that until they go up until they come out with another new console.
Yep.
Yeah, if you see Switch 2, I'd imagine you might see $70 games, but until then, how dare they if they do?
Yeah, because
unless here's the one thing I can imagine them doing, and this would actually make sense. Like, this justifies everything, right? If you see, I'm not even upset, because obviously like games have been the same for so long.
Yeah, for like
so,
ever.
Like, when you think about like the margins, they must be much worse now for them. Now you also have things like microtransactions and other things to deal with, but like, budgets have ballooned. But with that being said, something like, hey, when a game is brand new and just released, say like the physical edition is $70.
Mm-hmm.
The digital version should absolutely be like 60 at least. Like, if we're going to be in this like new digital age, you should be giving some kind of discount right off the bat. Not even talking about like sales or whatever. Right off the bat, game is released. Hey, if you want the physical version, it's $70 because we have to ship this thing, we have to print it.
It's a physical product. There's a cost of making the product.
You are getting something extra. Yeah. But if you get the digital version, hey, it's going to stay at the same thing you've always known, $60 right out the gate. Wham, bam, boom.
That I can understand. That I would accept.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't even, like, nowadays, you don't even get a fucking booklet with 90% of the games you get. It's just, here's a case, here's the disc.
Let's see.
Watch, he's going to pick up the one game that has a booklet. Oh, you get a reversible.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you get a reversible.
Breath of the Wild, the reversible cover.
Yep. And, like, that is what blows my mind. You're still putting out this physical product.
Mario Party, reversible cover.
Yeah, and you're not even giving, like, don't get me wrong, I don't need a booklet. But, like, you've given me less and charged me the same or more.
Sword and Shield, reversible cover.
And my biggest problem now is that a physical and digital cost the same on release.
That's what I'm saying. That's unacceptable. And now, especially that the price is going up, you can't do that. You can't have a digital game come out for $70.
No, you can't. Like,
this is part of why I have had absolutely no interest in upgrading to the next gen.
I'm so happy that Rowch got like the Series X for, I don't know, how much you buy this for?
Oh, like it was like $53 something.
Because it didn't work, and he
didn't work.
Yeah, and he even dropped it once when he brought it inside.
Oh, just planted it. It was awesome.
Yeah,
and I had a mini freak out.
Yep. and it works perfectly fine. And it's great. It looks great on our ginormous TV. And I absolutely fucking love it. But for the price point,
that kind of deal, yeah, I wouldn't pass it up.
Yeah,
but like,
I can't justify though. What is it for the PS5 and Series X?
Like 500.
Yeah, that's too much money.
At the least, if
Yeah.
you can find it in retail.
Yeah, that's too much.
Which is still mind-blowing, the fact that like we're having shortages like this and people are still buying it over MSRP.
It launched. I have seen one PS5 in the wild.
Was it the disc drive one or digital?
Yeah, I think it was a disc drive one.
That's crazy. I still haven't seen that.
A single one. That's the only one. I saw it at Target once. The next day I went back to Target, gone.
I've seen Series X's. Like, I was at Micro Center, like, I don't know, 2 months ago.
I've seen whatever the digital only one for the Xbox. Like, Target had a bunch
Series
of those,
S?
but, yeah,
I
think.
But, like, no, it was before we moved in. So, a couple months now. And I was like, should I get it just because I never see it? And I called my wife. I was like, listen, I know we can put this in our budget. She's like, if you're seeing it, that means it's going to be more readily available. And there's nothing coming out for it that you need. And I'm like, you know what? You are correct. Because I just got my gaming PC like 2 months prior. And now I'm living that life, which has been great and terrible at the same time.
Trust me, I know the feeling.
Like, I'm that weirdo that feels bad that I haven't turned a console on in a while. And I'm like, man, I haven't used my Switch, and other than the other day.
It's a big part of why, like, you know, I was like, you know what, I need to bite the bullet. I need to buy Breath of the Wild because it's a game A, I've wanted to play for a long time now, and B, it gives me an actual excuse to turn my Switch on.
Oh, you just plowed through Pokemon, which like
yeah,
that's quick for you.
Yeah, Pokemon's a couple of days and I'm through it.
And I really was gonna get it. I was like, cause like I want to get back into Pokemon, cause like I'm just a Gen 1 guy. That was it.
I was hardcore Gen 1, and maybe a little bit beyond. And then after that, when I like hit high school or past high school, I was like, I think I'm done with Pokemon. I was like, I think that's it for a little while.
I when I was junior high and younger, like I was all in on Pokemon, video games, cards, show, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hit high school. It was like, all right, I'm done with cards. I don't watch the show, but I'm gonna still play the video game because it's a fucking video game.
Yeah, justifiable.
And as I've gotten
games.
older, well, yeah, it's still a good video game. They're fun, they're quick, they're mindless.
So, Truth, I'm gonna ask because Rowch and I we're in the same age bracket. You're younger than us. Did you start on Gen 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
we were.
I Fire, or not Fire Red, but Red was my very first one.
My brother got red. I got blue.
I got red, and my brother got blue.
See,
My brother didn't get one. I got red.
he got a rock. What was everybody's first pick?
Charmander.
I heard Charmander. Truth, what did you say?
Well, Squirtle. Blastoise. Yeah.
Yeah, I went Bulbasaur, but like then when
No way. Did we just do that? Did we just complete the circle?
we did it.
we did.
Here, guys.
But you got to think. Me and Mike made the easy game choice because we both picked the ones that are very strong against the first gym. Mike picked the one that's very strong against the first 2 gyms.
Let's go. But we didn't know that as a kid. Like when you're, but like that's the best part of it.
I just picked the one that was good.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't know, this guy's a
one
fucking
turns
plant.
So
my guy turns into a fucking badass turtle. All right, let's go.
I'll tell you what. So I think it was the summer of 1995 or 6, and before Pokemon came out, a Nintendo Power came out, and they had a special inner booklet that had a whole preview of Pokemon. They're like, this is the next new thing. I remember just looking at it, and they had all like the artwork and the concept art of everything, and I was like, this looks so goddamn cool. I remember poring over that and rereading it, and it was this little like companion book they sent with one of the Nintendo Powers. And I remember looking at all these are the starter Pokemon, and it was like so exciting. I remember just like, you have that kid like wonder of it, like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Man, did I call? Let's go. No, but I remember looking at, they had the starter Pokemon, and then they had their evolutions, and I just remember looking at all of them, and I was like, in my head, I was like, holy shit, Blastoise and Charizard look absolutely amazingly dope. Now, when we were choosing the game, my brother was older, and he liked Blastoise. So when we chose the game, she goes, well, I'm going to get blue. That means you get red. And I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, so Blastoise is out. So I'm going Charmander on this pick.
Yeah.
I have the red card. I'm going Charmander. Charizard's my guy. Let's go. Dude, and I made the right choice. Sorry, guys. Charmander was the cutest.
Lady Truth would agree with you. Lady Truth would 100% agree with you because she's picked a fire starter for every single one.
Oh, and the new one, what the hell's his name? In
the newest new one?
Yeah, whatever the hell he is, like a hippo or whatever the fuck he is.
He's Fuecoco. He's a fire crocodile.
Yeah, that was it.
Or a pepper crocodile.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck he is.
Like, the way he is amazing, but you should never evolve him. He just goes from derpy and adorable to hideous. Absolutely hideous.
He turns into a ghost fire crocodile.
And he's ugly as hell.
But he has a special move. Torch Song, where it's basically like a slightly stronger Ember.
Okay.
But every time he uses it, his special attack raises, so it does more damage every time he uses it.
So that's his second form?
No, well, he gets that when he turns into the final evolution.
Okay. And is there a move that also does your taxes? Because there has to be another reason to pick him, because I would just keep him derpy and adorable. Because I just want a team of that and Bidoofs. That's it.
You know, the main reason to pick him is because the other two starters, one of them, the grass one, turns into anthropomorphic cat.
Yep, I remember that. I was like, no.
For the furries. And the duck turns into a very flamboyantly gay duck.
Yeah. They didn't do other than
That's fine.
and like the fire one's the way to go, but like none of the starters were great other than him. Like there's been times where like I don't know which one to pick because these all look great. That is not one of the cases.
Yeah. Like I pretty much was set like right from the get go. I'm going with the fire on this one.
Yeah.
But when it came to like even Sword and Shield or X and Y before that, Arceus Legends and stuff like.
X and Y was the 3DS, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember because Lexi got one, and I did play one of those for a little bit.
Sun and Moon.
There was also Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just do this in real time. Keep talking.
Sun and Moon is not. It's a different Pokemon experience.
I can hear him scrambling downstairs. FYI.
The benefits of having two people in the same household.
It was X.
Yeah.
Pokemon X-Men.
X-Men.
Those ones were good. I played those ones probably the least, honestly.
It seems like
I put the least amount of time into them. Like I played them the same amount, I guess, but like.
Did you get all the badges and everything?
Yeah, I beat the game. I didn't go through and do like I'm collecting all the Pokemon in the Pokedex and doing all that extra stuff. You know, it was just I got my team. I went through the gyms. I beat the Elite Four. Game over.
Okay.
And I don't think I ever played anything more to them.
I want to get into Pokemon. I do, but you said this game I've also seen it has a lot of problems. It's just like fuck it, they'll buy it.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all.
I think they fixed a lot of the problems that were there at the beginning too. Like,
yeah,
there was like really bad stuff like day one, but I think they patched a lot of that stuff out.
You know, there's been a lot of patching, and even then, I didn't experience any game-breaking bugs or anything like that at all.
Okay.
No major glitches, nothing.
I've seen like a lot of videos of like someone is just standing somewhere and the person next to him, the character's arms are just like this, just constantly just flailing around.
Yeah, flailing all around. Yeah. But that's also in like the the online cooperative thing, because you can actually go like if you bought the game right now, once you get like through the first tutorial part, just like that's the problem with the game if you ask me, is the starting tutorial part takes like 2.5 hours.
Why do we need a tutorial for this game like this?
It's just like the introducing, like they introduce all the characters and these are your teachers and this is your school and this is how this works. And
they added a school in it? Ugh.
Oh yeah, you're a student.
I just want to be a child that should not be out on their own doing dangerous things.
I mean, that's basically what it is still. Like, you're at a school, but then they're like, hey, it's
gym class.
some special day, treasure hunt day or something like that, I think it is. And they're like, go find your treasure, and they just send everybody off into the wild.
Oh, all right.
But, like, after that point, you can actually join another person's world. So, like, you could be basically fresh starting with, like, you know, a level 10 starter Pokemon, and that's it.
I am
jump
dead
into my
inside.
world where I have, you know, all of my Pokemon in my party are max level 100.
So,
like,
could I say I bought said game?
Mm-hmm.
I get through the tutorial part. I join, like, you join me or whatever. You can give me, like, a level 60, and I can just go and just decimate everything.
You could. They do have ways to kind of keep that from being a thing.
Okay.
But at the same time, you can kind of brute force your way through it.
Okay.
You have to have a certain number of gym badges before Pokemon of a certain level will actually, like, obey you.
Oh, okay.
So if I gave you, like, a level 60 to start and you had no gym badges, like, you might tell it, like, hey, use Fire Spin or use Fire whatever.
Yeah.
And it might not. It might just do nothing. It might use something else.
But at that point, it wouldn't make a difference because whatever's hitting me is going to do next to no damage.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And then you could just keep hitting
Keep
the
attempting.
button.
Yeah. It's like trying to
Until it
run
does
away in an RPG, and it's like, can't run. So you waste another turn. All right, I finally ran. It did the thing I wanted to do.
Exactly.
All right, so maybe if it's like, you know, drops in price at some point. I know Nintendo shit doesn't mainly drop often. If I see it for like $50 or whatever, maybe I'll pick it up.
Pokemon games they tend to go down a little bit, at least a tiny bit, when the next game comes out.
Sick.
So, yeah, I don't know when the next game's supposed to come out, but
All right, Rowch, what are you looking forward to playing this year?
Oh
yeah,
my
that took a lot
god.
longer for me.
Oh, there it is.
Hey.
Prime sub. Thanks, bud.
I did that when the stream started. Mine didn't work.
Actually, so I have some interesting answers because it's stuff that I normally wouldn't be excited for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna, my first one, I'll just come right out the gate because I know you want to talk about it. It's fine. So I'm actually really excited for Street Fighter 6.
Let's go.
And many reasons actually why. Recently, I used to play Smash and a couple other games like that, and a lot of platformer kind of games like Multiverses, and there's been now like a bunch of stuff come out. And I've actually not really been into it, and everything with Smash I really haven't played. I still love fighting games. I love watching them, and I really like, and all the coverage for Street Fighter 6 has been super exciting. And it just looks like I used to play when it was just like, okay, you played Street Fighter, like Super Nintendo, right? And even like Third Strike back in the day, I tried to dabble. I was never very good at Street Fighter. It never came natural to me. It was just kind of something fun that like, you know, you learn
casual with it.
Characters. Yeah, but like, and you get into it, but I never was like, I could never like go to a place and like whoop some kids. For whatever reason, and like 4 didn't capture me, 5 definitely didn't capture me.
Wait,
oh my God,
you didn't
5
get hooked by 4?
Oh, Jesus. No, not at all. And then when 5 came out, I was like, fuck this game. And I still even bought it and even tried. And I was just like, you know what, there's something here that I'm not really about. And this is obviously when it just came out, when it was like super bare bones. I kind of wish I went back to it because obviously it turned into like a really worthwhile fighter. But everything with 6 just seems super exciting. Everything with like bar management, and like the way you can kind of like, the push-pull of like the more in-depth parry systems, and then the what is the bar called?
I forget. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've done minimal watching on it. It's like when a Marvel movie comes out, like I'm seeing
I've done
it.
too much. No, I've done too much actually, and which is weird because I never put that much time into Street Fighter.
Like I tried getting involved in the beta, but they told me to kick rocks. It's not like they said anything. I just didn't get it.
They shouted EA at me really hard.
Yeah, and I was like, so you know what? Now I've seen some stuff between Maximilian and my buddy Johnny and like all this other stuff, seeing clips here and there. I'm like, this looks great. I don't want to see a lot of it until I can actually play it because I like that surprise. Like, you know, it's like when you were a kid, the first time you learned how to do the Hadouken, it was like, holy shit. Like, it's like that youthful feeling of like, holy shit, look what I just did.
I still think I'm gonna be garbage at it, and I'm like kind of okay with that. It just looks so nice and so like what's too much of like fighting games. Like there's so many fighting games I really want to like. Like Injustice was amazing because it's like, oh, all the characters I grew up and loved, and then just the mechanics of the game. I was just like, I fucking hate this.
MK is slow. It's a slow-based juggle.
Injustice, Mortal Kombat, even Killer Instinct. Although Killer Instinct was a little bit better with it, but those kind of fighters, I get so tired of it because I feel like my movement options are so limited.
Right.
Obviously, my favorite stuff has always been platform fighters because I love platform games. So like it just makes more sense. Something about this game makes it seem like the things you can do or like the creativity is more. So it's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna like play footsies and look for my opening combo and then try to just take advantage. It looks like more something like an actual fight, right? Like an actual back and forth. So I'm just really excited about that.
It's a lot of links.
Yes, but maybe I'll finally get into one of these games. Maybe I'll finally be decent. I'm not even thinking of myself that I'll be good, but at least I'll be like, okay, and hopefully stick with me. Like there's been fighting games that I really thought were fun, and I just got burned after 2 weeks. Like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I was so excited for that game. I love Dragon Ball. The game was amazing, but then like the meta and like
you see the same things over and over again.
Exactly, and after 2 weeks, I was so tired of it. I was like, oh, okay, it's awesome. Like I'll watch professionals still play because it looks great, but I was done. Same thing with like a lot of that stuff. I mean, I wish I played things like Power Rangers more, or if I got Guilty Gear Strive. But
Strive, I can't do anime fighters.
Again, they don't excite me. This looks great.
What's up, Truth?
Isn't Strive the one we bought?
Yes. Yeah, we tried it.
That was not a good game.
So Strive is one of those things that like it still has a following, but it's low on the list of like.
Yeah, I know it has a following because I recognize some of the characters, and I never played it even when we played it. I was like, why do I know this character? I've never played this.
But it's like very low on that like priority list of like FGC stuff. It's still relevant, but just barely. And it's apparently Strive is we got like Guilty Gear X something or one of the other previous titles, XRD or whatever. Yeah, and Strive is the one that they made now is apparently the easiest one to pick up and play, but it's still way too much going on for me. It's those anime fighters. There's just a lot of quick like movement with everything. I feel like Street Fighter is the perfect standard fighting game. Comprehensible.
I always like the movement of those things. I just always felt the inputs were weird, or sometimes how you combo or like how you think of combos isn't as intuitive to me because I'm coming from something that's so like simplistic. It's more about the movement and comboing. Sometimes like the buttons you press don't feel like what it should be. You just kind of memorize them.
Right.
You have to do it.
Derek got really good at Strive.
He did. He got really good at DNF too.
Yeah, like when my buddy Johnny, his event Rival Fools, it's just like a casual, like, you know, local. He came to like the first or second one, so there was like 3 or 4 Street Fighter 5 setups and like 2 Street Fighter 5, and then there was like 2 Guilty Gear Strive things, and like he was like decimating everybody there in Strive, and I was like, fucking A, man, keep doing it. And he never came to one ever since.
Well, he also has a kid now.
This is true. Yeah, this was like a couple of weeks before. So he was like, this is like my last thing before, like, you know, life just stops being me and starts being a kid.
Last thing before you have to have no fun anymore.
That's it.
Yeah. I remember those days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to plow on through. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly then, and we can maybe just say a little aside and not go crazy. I'm also going to skip a couple because I know you're going to say them, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of like, oh my god, you were showing me even just ones last night. There's a ton of Metroidvania and kind of like indie things. There's a bunch I just recently downloaded. I'm like, all right, this is my 2023. But I'll go to like the bigger titles just so for the sake of, you know, understand or know what they are. Silk Song. If Hollow Knight Silk Song comes out this year, I'll be jazzed. I'll be juiced. I've been waiting for this game for a while. When Hollow Knight came out, I got it on Switch and I played the hell out of it. I did every single thing you could possibly do. Got ridiculously hard towards it. I love that goddamn game. That was like the perfect end because it's a Metroidvania. But like great platforming, the mixing of like oh, like your loadout, like what kind of powers you could have, and I thought that was really cool. Like everyone, like you watch people play it, and yeah, there's like optimized kind of like, oh, what powers you can choose. But you might watch someone do like a speed run or whatever, and they might do a totally different layout than you did or thought to do or whatever. So there's so much about that game that I fucking loved, and just like the art style, the bosses, and now everyone's like copying it. There's like 3 or 4 Metroidvanias coming out this year that look exactly like it. But
yeah.
Silk Song looks sick, and when you face that character in the first game, it's like that kind of like, oh, I wish I could play as the bad guy, right? I wish I could play as that character. Now you're actually gonna be able to do that.
That's that skinnier one, right?
Yeah, it's the chick. She's skinny. She's a little more like agile
Slightly
in the
taller.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is. I am excited because they know what they're doing too. Like, they know kind of what works. I think they'll make a really, really, really good game.
Yeah, that'll be a big one for a lot of people.
Like, I still have to play through Hollow Knight, which is on my to-do for this year.
Absolutely should do it. You absolutely that's like one of my favorite games I ever played on my Switch, which is crazy.
I started playing it on PS4 because I think it was like free for like 1 month for the PlayStation Plus. And I'm like, all right, I'll give this a shot. But now my PS4 is just
and I missed that? Damn.
Yeah. And now it's like my PS4 is a paperweight. So I got it on Steam, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to make it a thing this year. So let's see. See if I actually do it.
Hey, man, I wish I still had mine, so, you know.
Wait, didn't that survive?
It did, but I never took it out because I put it in a box, and I was like, I'll take all this stuff when I come back. And so it got demolished with the rest of the stuff.
Son of a bee sting.
I know. And I had one of those hard drives attached, but I had so much crap on there. It was like a 4 terabyte one.
Oof.
Yeah, it was rough. But anyway, I'm gonna move on because 2 games I basically, okay, so a game I'm really, really super excited about, but it's funny because the 2 games that came before, I bought both of them right on release. I barely played them, and then I just didn't get back into them. This is the one that I think I'll like actually sit in and like really, you know, chew on. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm excited to watch you play that.
Yeah, because that's one of, if not the favorite Resident Evil game I've ever played.
The only one
I got that one when it came out in GameCube. Like, you know, right when it came out in GameCube, and I was like obsessed. I got all like, I played through it again and again to get all the free guns and stuff like that. That game, like, man, and here's the funny thing. I always liked Resident Evil games, but I never really played them like that.
Right.
Like Resident Evil 1, 2, even 3. Well, 3 I barely touched when it came out because those were all PlayStation games. I didn't really have a PlayStation growing up, and I played at friends' houses and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this game's dope, and you like reference it, and then they made an N64 version of the first one.
Yeah. Wait, did they do the first one, or thought they just did the second one?
That was the second one. Whatever they did, they called it just Biohazard, right, for the N64?
Okay.
So 4 came out. It's like I can finally play one of these goddamn games and own it. So 4 was like my first like real like, oh, I'm obsessed with Resident Evil. And
what are you buying?
And of course, right? What are you buying? But 5, I like full sent on because of 4, even though that had flaws. 6, I full sent on, and that game sucked.
Yep.
And then as you saw on stream, I did 7 and 8. 8 was way better than 7.
8's the best Resident Evil game. Confident.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think. Well, 4, I think in my mind is still the best.
But that's really nostalgia blinders.
A little bit. So that's why I'm excited to play.
And that's okay.
This.
Yeah. And like
we'll actually see.
The remakes have been great. You know, I watched Joe play through 2, and I watched him completely decimate 3. And he's probably replaying it right now.
I own both those games.
Yeah.
I literally played about 40 minutes of both of them.
And they're great. Like, the changes they did made it feel different enough, and like the qualities of life in the game are so much better. But like, I'm done playing Resident Evil. As terrible as that sounds, like, I'm just more invested on seeing it than playing it. Like, I was there the entire time you played Village. I was like your wingman. The one thing I'm like, no, go to the left. Like, and
look
you just
in the bushes.
Yeah.
Look in
and like, I feel like I called you. I was like, all right, now like we could do this in real time. Go slowly. Do 5 paces forward. But yeah, that game, my opinion, the best Resident Evil. Don't want to spoil it for everybody, but like everything makes sense in that game.
Yeah, they connect it back really nicely. It actually has a place in the lore.
Yep.
And that's really cool.
But Ethan is the worst.
Well, and that makes the game better though, because Ethan sucks so much.
Yep.
And he's made out of putty.
Yep.
Isn't human himself, I guess.
Yeah.
But just, that's a whole other thing.
So I'm excited to watch you play 4.
Yes. All right, yeah. So not to hold on that too long. Just a couple other ones that don't, that don't even make full sense of why I'm that excited. But like Diablo 4.
Yep, that's on my list too. Let's
It's
fucking
not even
go.
this year.
Yes.
Was that this year?
Yes, sir.
Man.
I want to say it was
Okay.
May.
Yeah, that should have been on mine then.
It's June. It comes out June.
June. June's a big month.
Yeah, it's huge. A lot of huge releases in June. It's gonna be a weird summer because everyone's gonna be like talking about different games. Like when like the media and even like people you talk to. Oh, you playing this? You're like, no, I'm playing this.
Yep. And it's all good shit too. It's not just like, I'm just downloading this dumb shit. No, these are all great titles that are coming out.
But to be totally honest, I am not a Diablo fan. I never actually like when we were growing up and Diablo 2 came out. I think everyone in my school was going goddamn nuts for Diablo 2, and I played it and I was like, this is fine. But I was so obsessed with StarCraft at the time.
Nerd.
Yeah, I used to play the shit out of StarCraft too, but Diablo 2 was always my go-to. Like, I had other people that actually played that one with me.
Mm-hmm.
StarCraft, I was always stuck solo.
I played D2 with my brother and a couple friends, but like they stuck with it. Like they kept going to the ladder and making new characters. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And my old metal band that like they rebought Diablo 2 because they're like, all right, I have all the discs, but I don't have a CD key. Like I have my CD key, but I don't have like. I'm like, how many times are you giving Blizzard money here? Like I'm pretty sure they bought D2 more times than I've bought Street Fighter 2.
I'm pretty sure I bought Brood War about 4 times.
Yeah, like too many. And now we're on this thing which I love because I used to play World of Warcraft. I'll probably play this expansion at some point because I just go to see the content and I'm done. But now you get the game because before everything was on the CDs and they moved to the DVDs, but like you would still have to hold on to your CD key. So I had everything together. Now I'm through Battle.net. You buy it, that's where it is. It's on your account fucking forever. Best thing ever. Because I still have the first 3 or 4 like WoW and then the expansions just in like a CD holder. I was like, why am I holding on to these? Like why am I doing this? But that's just me.
Same reason I still buy music CDs.
Yeah, it's like Truth and like 6 other people out there still buying compact discs. I love it. Once you start buying cassettes, that's when I'm gonna you gotta draw the line.
I have several of those upstairs already.
What are you doing? That's not even a good form of media.
No, I'm joking. I have one. I have one actual. It's the USB cassette tape.
Love it. See that I would full send on. That's brilliant. Like getting that nostalgia of a cassette, but like in the practicality of modern times. Brilliant.
But it's for an album I already own on CD as well.
Yeah, but that's okay. You're supporting the artist.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rowch. What else? Yeah. Anything else that you're excited about?
The whole point being too, I'm not a Diablo fan, as I was saying before. I know you guys were waxing poetic about it.
Mm-hmm.
But my one friend Turner is always bitching that I don't play Diablo with him, and he's like obsessed with all the Diablo games. He's been playing Diablo 2 Resurrected or whatever religiously
every day since it's been out.
Every day, yeah. So he's like obsessed with Diablo. So he's like, when 4 comes out, you better goddamn play. I always play shit with you. You played 4. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm actually excited. It looks cool. It's a new game. It actually is updated and not archaic in most of its goddamn concepts and mechanics. So I was like, you got me, man. I'll do this one. So I'm excited.
Did you play D3?
So I tried and I just didn't like it.
Really?
I just did not like the game.
I played the shit out. It's great.
So I played it at
better
launch.
than 2.
Much better.
Yeah, but I played it at launch when it was not fully fleshed out and had issues.
Yes, I remember that.
So that's also what the issue probably was for me. And I was just like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm like, and it was also because like I had that oh, well, I'm not a Diablo fan. Oh, it's not clicking immediately, so I'm just going to drop it.
Right.
I mean, if I stuck with it, I'm sure I'd be fine.
I bought D3 multiple times. I think the first time I played it was on 360, and then I got it for PS4, and I got D3 and D2 in a bundle on BattleNet for like, I don't know, $40.
Yeah,
so I was like, fuck it. Yeah, I was like, fuck it, why not? But I almost even bought it on Switch because you got like a Ganondorf skin. I was like, do I do this? And I was like, no, I got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, I got it on. I originally played it on 360. I got it for free on PS4 when it was on PS Plus, whatever, the game thing. 1 month. And then I bought it with the D2 bundle for the D2 Resurrected. Yeah,
we have the same route with that, and I have good characters on every one of that, and I loved it. And it's a great game. So like, I'm gonna play this for a month and a half and just play the shit out of it, and then I won't touch it for like 6 months to a year. Be like, hey, maybe I should play D3 again. So
yeah, I didn't like it that much. I enjoyed it enough to play through it like a couple of times, once solo and like once with my brother.
Yeah, I played it with Joe, my brother Tim, and like it's not overly complicated. It's just kind of that feeling that you were talking about before with that primal killing as many things all at once.
Yeah,
that's a Diablo thing. It's like, all right, I'm just demolishing them at normal. Let me go to hard, and then like now I'm in hell mode, and like.
When you level up in that game, it is something nice.
Yep.
You start getting stronger. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna wrap off quick then.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2, if it comes out this year, we'll see about that.
Yep.
But I actually love the original Alan Wake games. I am gonna include the Nightmare nonsense because I feel like that was part of it. I liked Quantum whatever. I liked Control, even though I didn't finish it and everyone bitched about it. I like their games, and I like the world they're building, so I'm excited for Alan Wake 2. Obviously Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Hell yeah.
I really liked
that also
the last
this year?
game.
Yep.
My Steam was not telling me that.
Yeah. That's May or June, I think, itself. Yep. That's gonna be dope. I really like that game. Mina the Hollower.
That's on my wish list. I just don't remember what type of game that is.
Yeah, because
March.
It's Yacht Club Games.
That's it.
And it's like their first game other than Shovel Knight, basically.
Yep.
And it looks dope, and I trust them, and this is their next character, so I'd really like to see.
Let's go.
How it goes, yeah. And then like Lords of the Fallen, talking about like a Dark Souls type game that looks fucking awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so many indies, and it would just take forever to go through them. But those are like the bigger. Obviously, you guys like Truth said Hades 2. I'm so down for that.
Still,
and then I'm gonna
still showing to be announced on Steam as a release date, so that might not even be 2023.
For what, Jedi Survivor?
No, Hades 2.
Oh.
Jedi Survivor is
right.
March
Okay.
17th.
Yeah.
You're right after my birthday. Let's go.
Look at us. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna say anything more because I think some of them are yours, and pass it to you.
All right, so
Sure.
with me, I'm gonna play Dead Cells again. I'm gonna get back into it because I like full scent on that. Fucking loved it. And now that Castlevania,
I was just saying, what's the big reason why, Mike?
fucking Castlevania. When we all watched the Game Awards, and that showed up, I flipped my shit.
What is this? What is this?
Yep. And like, the way that they did that trailer was so perfect. Like, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I'm excited about it. I feel like they're going to be in the
trailer
castle.
gave me really strong, like, the animated Castlevania series vibes, but obviously it's not. Like,
I'll be happy with anything with that. I'll just kind of like go through this quick. Wo Long, that's coming to Game Pass, so that saves me money right away. And that, it's more Neo, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Neo
That's what
is
I've
my
been
game.
saying.
Yeah,
Yep.
Neo is like my Souls game. Well, Souls adjace.
it's a Souls game. I
yeah.
don't care. It's a Souls game.
Like, I love Dark Souls, except 2. 2 I thought was very poopy. 3 I full sent in. You like 2?
I like to.
It took,
I mean, it wasn't the best one, but I do like it.
it took away grinding. It like diminishes
the hell out of that game.
But like they start like reducing the amount. Like once you go back to the bonfire thing, it like reduces the amount of times like characters respawn. It was like you would walk 10 steps and there'd be a guy there. You go to the bonfire like a couple times. That guy is no longer there.
You just don't farm the same area over and over and over and over.
Well, that's what I like doing. I find out what's the best
just
area.
Farm like a rotation of several areas.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But I'm going to play Elden Ring this year. I don't care how I'm doing it. If I have to I have to spend more than $20 on a digital game, so fucking be it. But
I recommend it, man. It's a lot. It's a long one. I mean, like you can do, you can put hours and hours and hours into it, or you can put, the way less time into it and still experience the whole thing. It just depends on how much you want to look for.
Is it a heavy New Game Plus type game? Like
it just depends on how much you want to look for.
Because like I tried platinuming because I played Dark Souls 3 on PS4. It's like you can only do so much in one run. Like to get all of the magic shit, you can only get so much of it during an interaction, shit like that.
Item wise, I'm pretty sure like item and like side quests, I guess. Even though they're not like marked side quests, but like you run into a random NPC and they're like, hey, do this for me, and then if you run into them later on, like they'll tell you something else.
Right, and if you don't run into them and talk to them,
if you don't do things in a certain order, like you'll miss things.
Like Bloodborne with the umbilical cord shit, it's only like a time thing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm pretty sure most of that stuff you can do all in one playthrough.
Okay.
As long as you're consistent with making sure you hit the right person at the right time and hit the right triggers at the right times.
Now, would you recommend me doing this blind or trying to find the correct way to do it?
I would say experience it blind, personally. Okay. But that said, I also don't have any interest in like 100%ing it.
Right.
So I didn't, care about that. But like, I watched people play it as I was playing it, and I still experienced the game drastically different than they did.
Okay.
And then the only other thing is like, it basically is required to do new game pluses, or at least run a new game.
Right.
In and of itself, to get 100%, because there are 3 different endings, and you cannot get, all 3 in one run.
Yeah. All right, so I'm definitely doing Elden Ring this year.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's very worth it.
Atomic Heart. Yeah, Atomic Heart I'm excited for. Also another Game Pass game.
Yep.
Rowch talked about Jedi Survivor. That game is going to be dope. But I think that's one of the ones that's no longer $60. I feel.
Oh, boy.
Probably not. Yeah, that probably will be one that bumps up.
Which I will just wait for a price drop, or when it comes to Game Pass, because I played Fallen Order when it came to Game Pass. So I could wait. If I have to, I'll wait. Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Judas.
Yeah. Is that this year too?
I believe so.
Steam is not telling me release dates.
Because these were just a bunch that I just from the Game Awards.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just like speculated and stuff. A lot of these are probably going to.
Judas just says coming soon for release date on Steam.
So if that comes out this year, I would love to play it. If not,
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, Hades 2, Wayfinder. I remember we saw that. We were interested in that.
Wayfinder is good.
Demons Ate My Neighbors. Like that was supposed to be out already, but it's not. So I'm hoping this is the year. Because that looks fucking dope. And before that, I want to buy the Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol. Like, I'm probably going to get that on Switch. Right? Because and I feel like that'd be a good thing to have on Switch. Because that game's great. Bat Boy.
Really?
Yes, Bat Boy, dude. And what's the other one that's like a Mega Man?
Oh, sick.
Was it the beard something?
Oh yeah, Beard Blade. Beard Blade is like, that is made to be like, that's just hey, you love retro games? Here it is. We even have like the same sounds from everything, but like that's
right things with your beard.
Yeah, and that's just on too spicy of a price point right now. It was on sale during the winter shit, but for like, I don't know, $18 instead of $20. And I'm like, I could wait. This is a $10 game.
Yeah, please go down a little bit more.
It's like us with Chrono Trigger. If that hit the $5 mark, full send. But this $7.50 at $2.50, I even offered to give you $2.50. Be like, just get it. I want to watch you play this. I don't know why, but I'm excited about WrestleQuest.
Yeah. I can agree with you on that one.
It just looks so funny
and ridiculous. Over the top, ridiculous, like cheesy, like classic wrestling cheese.
Yeah,
like, it looks great.
And
I like it.
All depends on its price point, but I definitely want to get that. Remnant 2.
Okay.
That trailer.
You were very excited about that. Yeah.
Just like freaking out over that, like, cause like at first, like with the trailer, you're like, what am I watching? I'm like, it looks like fucking Remnant. Is this Remnant 2?
Yeah, well, at first we thought maybe Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Bloodborne,
we got excited about that. But the hype level stayed.
Like,
yeah,
the hype. Shit, no Remnant.
Cause we're gonna the three of us. Once I hit level 80 for Overwatch and I complete big air quotes on that, the battle pass, I think that's when the three of us are going to dive into playing Remnant together. Because like I've beaten it. You guys have beaten it, right?
No,
not me.
Well, okay, well, I mean, we're all making a new guy anyway, so.
Yeah, like, well, what you, me, and Dean started it.
Yep, Dean the Vest Lord.
And I played up until as far as we made it.
Yeah, because
twice that we actually played it, and that's it.
And then I was like, hey, are we playing this? And you were like, yeah, I'm down. And then Dean just couldn't find time, and I was like, fuck it, I'm really into this. I'm going forward. Yep. And then it just kind of fizzled out. Cause I could have went back. I just would have been beefier. That was it.
Well, I think one of the times that we did actually play it, like you were like way stronger than me.
Yeah. Like it's taking you guys like a full clip.
You were showing us like, oh yeah, you got to come get this armor to get this and do this, like so you can have this good gun.
Yep. Shovel Knight Dig. That game needs a good price drop because the sale was like $1.50. I was like, come on, guys.
You didn't make it attractive enough, especially for a game like that where it's like, hey, I know it's a side story game and it looks great, looks fun, but give me something. Give me like, you're gonna do a sale. Give me at least like 20%. Like it's like 10% nonsense. Like, guys, there's so many games that are so marked down right now. Like the competition is stiff.
Well, their whole thing is it's on Apple Arcade for free.
So what the hell, right?
Yeah. So they're like, well, we got people playing it. It's not where we don't have an issue finding people to play it, but like, I want to buy it. I want to be able to own it, buy it. I'm willing to give you money. You just got to put it at a better price point because it's too much. Beardblade.
I thought you'd be excited for Lies of P, which is like a Dark Souls game, like the Pinocchio one.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but that sounds great.
Yeah, it's like you play like a fake boy, but it's like a dark version of Pinocchio that's like Dark Souls.
Is it side-scrolling or Dark Souls, like 3D?
Dark Souls. It's Dark Souls.
Lies of P? Oh, yeah.
Lies of P. And then also, what about Kirby, bro?
Kirby. So I'm going to full send into Forgotten Land because I still haven't beaten that. I played like probably an hour into it, and then I just got like, video game ADD. Just
I would really love to play that myself, to be honest.
And
Return to Dreamland.
Yeah, hell yeah, super stoked about that because I never got to play Return to Dreamland. By the time I like full sent back into Kirby, like, yo, I really like this guy. The game was just dumb expensive, and just can't find it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just added that Lies of P to my wish list because
hell yes.
Just based off of the description of it alone so far, and the little bit of visual I'm seeing, that looks fucking crazy.
They showed a trailer, I don't know when, but I was like, holy fuck, this game was great. I don't know how it's actually gonna play.
Right.
I'm all about like, dark twisted fantasy fairy tales, so Pinocchio in a dark and twisted sense. That's cool.
Full send on that.
Yep.
There's also that Justice League game, the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
Oh hell yeah. Completely forgot about that.
I mean, the thing is, they really haven't shown much gameplay yet. But I mean,
I imagine it'll be similar to like the Arkham games or.
Was it Gotham Knights?
Yeah, the new Gotham Knights one.
I totally want to play that, but for like, I don't know, $15.
Yeah, it's not one I would want to put full price into. Like, it looks good. It looks fun from what I've seen.
My brother says is good, but it's weird.
Some minor issues.
Yeah, and so you play online, you could both be the same character. I find that fucking weird.
I hate that.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah, like 2 people could be Nightwing. I was like, no, there's only one. It's like Highlander. There can only be one.
Yeah, I didn't know you could both be the same character.
Yeah,
because the person I watched play it like played with another friend of theirs, and they like coordinated. Like, okay, I'm gonna do Nightwing, and you're gonna do Batgirl for this run.
Yep.
And then they started New Game Plus doing Dick Grayson and
yeah. But yeah, I would like to play that this year too, because I feel like this year it'll be affordable.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, so what do we plan on doing in this podcast? Because it's not just all about video games. So
no, it's not.
Like, it's just about random nerdy shit. Like, we're gonna be doing movie tier lists. Like, I think episode 2. Don't want to jump the gun on this, but I think we're gonna do the MCU tier list, right? We confident in that?
We'll do that for the fact that Ant-Man comes out next month.
I still
we should note we should probably only rank up to like what the most recent Spider-Man, because I definitely haven't seen Black Panther.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see Black Panther.
I want to see Black Panther still, yeah, but I haven't.
I don't know. It's not on anything.
Not yet, no.
Do you think it'll be on something before Ant-Man comes out?
They did announce a release for it, I think.
Okay.
When it's gonna hit Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel weird. Like, that's why I didn't see Doctor Strange, the multiverse thing, in theaters, because I didn't see the prior. What was right before Doctor Strange?
Right.
It looks like February 1st. Black Panther comes out.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I can see that and then get caught up, and then I can go with you to see Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I probably won't see Ant-Man. So.
Oh, no, sorry. February 4th. My fault.
It's not bad, though.
No.
February 1st or February 4th. Who knows? Because there's 2 tweets for both. So we've got
first week of February. Confident.
Yes.
We're also going to be talking about like fantasy fights. I feel like that would be a fun thing. Matching up people that have no reason to be fighting each other. How to bring back games. Like Rowch and I had like a very long conversation on how to like bring back Mega Man X and to, change the quality of life to make it more modern.
Yeah, fantasy games. Basically like the state of gaming, there's all these properties and characters that could be amazing for new games. It's like, what do you do with them? Yeah. So me and Mike, the losers we sit down and go, yo, if you could really do this game and make another one in the franchise, what would you do? So, we gotta choose some projects.
Yeah, and this was one of the first ideas of we should be recording this. And then the reason why the 3 of us are doing this, because we were all BSing during the Game Awards when I streamed it, and Greggy's like, this is great. Greggy, the mayor, the staple in the stream, was like, I want more of this. So here we are making more of this. Greggy, this is for you.
This time with actual audio from the truth rather than just being in chat.
This is true. What else do we plan? Like games we wish were a thing, either made up or fixing in a franchise, stuff like that. How companies are such a shit show, like how Nintendo is so disattached from its community.
Everything with the Smash community, and so I would love to talk about that. Just their non-support for everything, whether it's things like Smash and gaming, or even just their online infrastructure in general.
Yeah.
Or even just the perception of their properties and how they don't get it. I mean, I'm so happy for the Mario movie, and that's a step in the right direction. They're so detached from their fans.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And Konami gives zero fucks about their people because the fact is,
bro, pachinko machines, let's go.
Everything must be pachinko. That's it.
Pachinko.
Like Castlevania got the anime on Netflix, and that's great, and I love it, and they're continuing it. Please give me more of that. But I'd like a new fucking game.
Yep.
Like Bloodstained is good, but it's like almost it's as close to Castlevania as we can get. And I prefer the 8-bit. Rowch preferred the.
I like the 2.5. I like the,
Metroidvania.
I wanted to see like Castlevania done like Elden Ring.
Oh, I would fucking love that. I'd fucking love that.
It's beyond time for that. Like, the last time they tried to do 3D Castlevania, it failed. Right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
64.
So
not good.
The closest we got was the 2 releases where they completely changed the story. Why can't I think of the name?
I don't know. The only one I remember being 3D was the 64 version.
It was
no. The newer ones on 360 were actually really good.
Yeah, they did a 3DS port where they put it as 2.5D.
Yeah.
Mirror of Fate.
Yep, that's one of them.
Yeah, it was the first one. But yeah, those 2 games. Those 2 games were great.
Either way, I want to see like full open world.
Yeah.
You know,
like
Ring style,
Elden Ring,
I
Neo.
can go, I gotta go fight certain bosses before I can get to Dracula, but like I can go fight those bosses. Anyway.
You already know at the end what you're fighting, but now it's like Lord of the Rings. It's not about the end; it's about the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also give me a little more of a story than like an Elden Ring or like a.
Less fantasy jumble.
It's just like it's just thrown at you. It's just like.
That's Soul's story. There's a difference.
Yeah, it's just fantasy like mumbo jumbo. Put the
Soul's
fire
story
out. There's a fire.
You have to hunt it down and read every little item, and you can't understand the Soul's story unless you're like really trying to understand the Soul's story.
Or like read into the lore on each character and boss and like what their actual.
Let me watch this 3-hour video after I beat the game to understand what I just played.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of tier lists on here: games, movies, shows, just random nerdy shit. You'll get these conversations like this in the beginning of every episode, and then we're gonna have a topic. That's like our initial game plan with everything.
I'm also gonna come downstairs, Mike, in a second, because guess what?
It's time for Rocket League.
It's time for cars that hit balls.
Well, you could say your goodbyes now then.
Ball, car, ball.
Just keep your screen on right now, just so it won't, change the layout of it.
I'll let this thing run forever.
Yeah.
Look, it's making no sound, by the way.
Great.
So there is something magical. It doesn't want to turn on sometimes. It makes no sound, but stays cool. I don't understand how any of this works. This thing is like.
Just so everybody knows, while back, his old place caught on fire. He has 2 Alienwares up there that made it through the fire. They look like they were in Fallout.
They're melted somehow, but they still work.
Then they still work, but kind of. So I'll do the rundown. Rowch, before you go, tell everybody where people could find you.
Me, I'm not really on social media heavily. This man that is talking to me is going to try to change that soon, so I will have more distinct place to send you.
You're in the Discord.
Right now,
you're on the
Discord.
Twitch.
I'm Therowch. But I guess the one thing I would love you to go to is I do stream, not recently, but hopefully more soon, on Twitch at Therowch, the TheRowch. That's me. So go there, check it out, give me a follow, and then we'll build from there because I will be adding more stuff to social media. My presence is pretty bad right now, though.
I'm trying here. We'll get there with them. We'll get there.
We're working on it.
Truth, where can everybody find you?
People can find me. I'm on the Discord. I am, head mod extraordinaire on the Watchtower Discord. The links for that will be down in the link spots.
Yeah, down in the info. That's it.
Yeah. But, you can find me. I'm on Twitter. I am twitter.com/about_failing. And then you can also find me on YouTube. I have a handful of just basically my some play of the game shit from Overwatch, and I think me beating some bosses from Elden Ring up there.
There you go.
On my YouTube channel, just little short videos, no commentary on any of them really. So yeah, I'm there at The Truth About Falling.
Nailed it.
All one word. So yeah, check me out. Join the Discord. Chat with me there.
Like, share, and over.
You also find me in Mike's chat.
It's true. He is the main guy. Most of the times when I'm streaming at twitch.tv/NintendoNJ, as if you're watching now. Truth and I are playing Overwatch, and pretty much he's a real trooper. Every time I stream, unless he's like out and about, he is there in the chat or in the Discord with me BSing. You can also find me on twitter.com/NintendoNJ. Follow, do the things. There's this guy over here. You can find me on YouTube, which is where this video will be posted. youtube.com/@NintendoNJ. Discord, obviously, we've all talked about it. Join. Start doing your part at the Watchtower. Talk to us. Hang out with us. Tell us what you want to see. You know, all that stuff.
I'll be throwing a new channel up in there for everybody to discuss the episodes.
I absolutely love it.
Give us some ideas.
Love it.
Open chat for that.
And at some point, when we keep this going, either way, you should absolutely check this out. Geekade.com, the podcast network. There's a lot of great stuff on there. Video game stuff, art stuff, like Rowch and I are music stuff. They got what you need. So you should go and absolutely check them out. But, you know, I'd say this is a solid first episode. You got a good, nice little rundown of all of us. Find out what's going to be happening. And everybody should absolutely stay tuned for more. Truth, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, that about does it for me, man.
All right. So, everybody, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening and or watching. And remember, if you think it's enough, it's not.
Nah.
Keep it nerdy. Fucking cowabunga. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, chat.